Hey everyone, I'm Tori Pop. I'm the festival manager for the Winnipeg Fringe Theatre Festival, and I would like to welcome you to our 2021 Play On #Winnipeg Fringe live stream event. This is certainly not the same as spending the day with you in the Exchange District around the buzz of the festival, but we're pleased to bring you some online content from July 12th to 17th starting at 7 p.m. every evening. That will be featuring some of our favorite Fringe artists, some new performers, a rad band series, and a new addition, the Poetry and Monologue Slams, right into your home or your backyard. I'd like to thank our generous sponsors, Liquor Marts and Assiniboine Credit Union, and for making this all possible, and the Winnipeg Foundation for sponsoring our family-friendly content. I want to give a big shout out to all the local businesses and our Fringe friends who donated to our awesome giveaways. Stay tuned because there's many more to come and lots more cool stuff you can win. And as always, a big thanks to our donors, staff, volunteers, patrons, funders for your unwavering and enthusiastic support of the Winnipeg Fringe Festival. I cannot wait to see you in person very soon, but until then, have fun, stay safe, and happy Fringe!
The Winnipeg Fringe Festival takes place in Winnipeg on Treaty 1 land, the traditional territory of the Ininu, Anishinaabe, and Dakota peoples, and the homeland of the Métis Nation. We are thankful for the benefits that sharing this land has afforded us, and we are committed to the responsibilities of the treaty. Ihi, Miigwech, Wapita, and Marcy. And welcome to the 2021 Play On #Winnipeg Fringe. This is the point of the show where I would pause for applause, and I'm assuming that everybody is sitting at home applauding to their computer screens. But this is a digital format, so I'm just going to launch right into it. My name is Toby Hughes. I will be your host for this evening. I won't be your host for the rest of the festival, as who I'm sure you all recognize as the real host of the Fringe Festival, Ray Strawn, is working on a movie right now and couldn't be with us tonight. The last time I saw Ray in person was when we co-hosted one of these last year, and I was really looking forward to seeing him again. But I think he's doing all right, and I'm really happy to be here. So welcome again. This is the first night of the 2021 Winnipeg Fringe Festival. And so everyone out there watching, you can comment on the action of what's going on. So I'll put out a call to action right now. If you're watching, throw something into the comments on the screen. Oh, there's already some popping in here. That's great. We're going to love hearing from you throughout the show. It's almost like sitting in an audience and just sort of screaming at the person on stage. Except unlike in live performance, we don't actually have to hear it. And we don't have to hear you laughing or crying or sniffling or snoring. I mean, I've experienced all of those. This will be my 20th consecutive Fringe Festival participating in some capacity. I just realized that. And that carries a lot. That carries a lot of weight for me. So if you are on social media and would like to be sharing, be sure to use the hashtag WPGFringe, and then throw in whatever fun hashtags else you've got going on. We've got a really good one going on in cooperation with Manitoba Liquor Marts. Play on, #Play On Feet Up. It's all about these Adirondack chairs, which you're going to hear a little bit more about later on. We have a whole ton of exciting content lined up for you this week. Make sure to check out winnipegfringe.com for the full lineup and to purchase tickets for our 50-50 draw. The current pot of the draw is up to more than $5,000, and half of that could be yours. So enter today. We're going to put the number up on the screen, and just remember that you can go to winnipegfringe.com to find more details on that and various other things about the festival going on throughout this week. Now, tonight's lineup, Monday, July 12th, the opening night of the Winnipeg Fringe Festival, includes Braggy Theatre, It's going to include a competitive monologue slam, which gives me terrifying memories of theater school. It's going to involve a point tango. It's going to involve Martin Dockery. It's going to involve Snakeskin Jacket. It's going to involve Improvision. And it's going to cap the night off with a live musical performance. From Winnipeg's own The Noble Thieves, a live performance from right here at the BMO Digital Studio. But up first, please enjoy this performance from the Undead Newlyweds from right here in Winnipeg.
The feeling that you're supposed to be somewhere else. Welcome everyone to Cooking Under Quarantine with Undead Newlyweds. We are your hosts. I am the Alpha Zombie. I am Devlin Smith, and I do it like a boss. And who is this irresistible creature who has an insatiable love for the dead? This is the bride. The Oogie Boogie Bride. She is the only living dead girl, and now that girl is on fire. Together, we are Undead Newlyweds and the hosts of Cooking Under Quarantine. Today, we will be making one of our favorite outdoor recipes, barbecue chickeny Rogers. Let's begin, shall we? And we will begin the way that we shall begin any outdoor barbecue experience with poultry. We will be dressing our chicken. Now, in order and good fashion of dressing a chicken, we have taken the liberty pre-show to pluck all of the feathers. We've had the liberty to spice the chicken as well. We have taken good care to ensure that we have dressed the chicken properly. And with the chicken dressed, we can now proceed to one of our very important signature parts of the recipe where we will be creating our own barbecue sauce. And the first ingredient for our barbecue sauce will be 1 bottle of wine. Now, I should also mention it might be tempting to drink the wine, but ensure that you do not, because this wine will be the main ingredient to our barbecue sauce, which is why we will be adding it directly into the bowl. Perfect. Wonderful. Now, to the wine, we shall be adding 1 cup of ketchup. 1 cup of ketchup into the wine itself. So, dear, here you are. Here is the ketchup, and here is the cup. If you please, just put 1 cup of ketchup into the wine. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Just give me 1 moment. Sorry, I stand corrected. The recipe is calling for 2 cups of ketchup. That's correct. 2 cups of ketchup added directly into the wine, and we shall have it in the bowl then. Right, perfect. So with that, try to keep up, dear. We are now adding our next ingredient. It will be just a little bit of sugar. Now, it is very important, here is the sugar, not to add too much sugar to the barbecue sauce, because we do not want our barbecue sauce to be too sweet. So instead, we shall be just adding quite a little bit, just a pinch of sugar into the barbecue sauce. Perfect, thank you very much. Try to keep up, dear. From here, we will be asking the bride to fold in the cheese. You fold it in. Well, I can't show you everything. You just fold it in. Look, you take the cheese, and then you ever so carefully, gingerly if you possibly can, just simply, look, it says it right here. It says fold in the cheese. It's your book, dear. Fold in the cheese. Thank you very much. Fold in the cheese directly into the barbecue sauce. Yes, and now with this done, our barbecue sauce has been completely prepared. So from here we will be, hold on 1 second, we will be, yes, brushing the barbecue sauce all over the chicken itself. Now it is very important to get every area of the bird. You want to ensure that you have brushed the barbecue sauce all around the bottom, all around the top, under the wings, under the drumsticks. Do not miss any particular part of the bird to ensure that the entire bird from top to bottom is completely covered in the barbecue sauce. Try to keep up, dear. We're going to move on to the next step. Let's see, yes, our next step is very simple. We will be breading the chicken. There we are. And if you would please, dear, bread the chicken. Wonderful. Perfect. Right. And let's see, after we bread the chicken... Oh yes, this next step might seem a little bit unorthodox, but from here... Our next step is to get the bird from the table directly into the barbecue sauce. Let's get this bird on the barbie, shall we? Perfect. So from here, we shall simply take the bird and place the bird into the barbecue. Now, at this point, I just wanted to mention a few things about your barbecue. It is important to clean your barbecue. It is important to make certain that your barbecue is a great part of your actual recipe. If your barbecue is tainted in any way, it's definitely going to affect the flavor of the bird. Now, from here, we shall leave the bird cooking for 3 to 4 hours. Well, we can actually speed this process up just a little bit. Because as fire entertainers, we do have a particular extra way to be able to prepare our bird. Now, I also want to stress very quickly that fire is extremely dangerous, and if you are to be creating your own bird at home, we do not suggest that you do it our way. Unless, of course, you have 10 years of training behind you, then feel free to proceed to cook the bird in the fashion that we are about to show you. But again, children, kids at home, don't play with fire. Fire is very dangerous, as you can see. So with that, are we ready? We will now cook the bird. And watch carefully. Well, sounds good. Let's put the flames out, shall we? Wonderful. Now let's see. Well, bird is ready. Chicken, winner, chicken dinner. So let's get this thing done, shall we? Perfect. And there we are. One wonderful, perfectly created and barbecued chicken right here outdoors for Winnipeg Fringe. Now, from here, let's do just a little bit of flair here so that we can slice up the chicken for our audience. So here's the plan. I am going to juggle the machetes, yes? Then you are going to throw the bird directly at me. Then I will slice the bird and chop it up and create slices so thin that your in-laws will never come back. All right. Are you ready, dear? Are you ready? I'm going to juggle. Then you're going to throw the bird. It's going to go into the air. I chop up the bird, and then we have slices. All right, here we go. 3. I should probably start juggling. All right, so hold on. And as you can see, juggling machetes is a very difficult business. So I suggest, if you're going to try this at home, go with about 10 years of training. All right, I'm going to count down. You're going to throw the bird. It's going to be epic. I'm going to slice the bird into pieces. All right. 3, 2. Well, join us next week when we will be creating and cooking a Winnipeg sensational treat, Jeannie Simmons cake.
I have a confession to make. We're not actually zombies.
What? We are actually street performers. I'm not even British. I'm Chris without the hat.
And I'm Tara Lambert.
And we put together this little bit to bring a little bit of Undead newlywed flavor to the Winnipeg Fringe for the 2021 season.
We want to thank the Winnipeg Fringe for having us, and we want to encourage all of you to attend the festival online and keep attending in next year's after this crazy COVID is done.
And we thank you very much for your time. You guys have a great day.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all under Undead Newlyweds. Thanks so much.
We got a mess to clean up.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Bye.
Oh, that was fantastic. Oh, I love eating fire. I love cooking advice. I love street performance, and it's been way too long since I've seen the flash of machetes and felt my own mortality as someone casually tosses them through the air. Thank you so much for that performance. The Undead Newlyweds, like they said, follow them anywhere on social media. That was truly, truly fantastic. And I don't know about you, but all that talk of food has certainly made me thirsty, which brings me to our next point, that the Winnipeg Fringe Festival is proudly sponsored by Manitoba Liquor Marts. Let's have a little word from them. Thank you so much to the Manitoba Liquor Marts for that little reminder about how much we like good times. And it's worth mentioning at this point that the Liquor Mart has graciously donated an incredible grand prize for one of tonight's contests that includes 2 beautiful folding Adirondack chairs. And this is the chair that I'm sitting on right now. It actually folds up, and there's another one right over there, which is quite similar to it. Also, this incredible cooler bag that looks like it's filled with some nice things. There are various bottles. There is also in there a $100 gift certificate that you could take straight to the Liquor Mart and get whatever you want with. So if you want a chance to win that grand prize, you can see on the screen there, comment #PlayOnFeetUp on the live stream anywhere on the side there for a chance to be entered into the contest on YouTube or Facebook. So make sure to tune in and comment the hashtag each day of the festival to increase your chances of winning. It's similar to buying as many 50-50 tickets as you can carry just to up your chances there. So let's get right on with the next act. We have a Braggy Theatre from Vancouver, British Columbia, with their piece entitled The Search for the Greater Black Salamander.
Can you see me? Yes? Okay, good. Hi, I'm Mallory, and...
No. Okay, I go first. I'm going to introduce you, and then you...
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
Right.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special live episode of Frog Watch. When I got an email in my inbox this morning from Mallory Sturgeon offering me a sneak peek at a new species of salamander, I had to come. Mallory has been chasing this creature her whole life, and today we'll get to see if her hopes pay off. Now you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was just waiting for Steph. I texted one of the scientists I used to work with, about where... I just don't want to do the big reveal without her being here. I'm sure she's coming. Yeah, I have a feeling about it. You know when you have a feeling about something? When every atom in the universe is pointing in one direction, as if to say, you're right! Maybe not. Maybe I should explain a bit. While we wait. Okay. Today, you're going to witness the unveiling of a previously undescribed species, the Proteus rhombophorus, better known as the greater black salamander. Ah! I first saw the greater black salamander when I was 5 years old on a boat on the gorge, there, by the trestle. I didn't have a name for it then, but all I knew was that something huge and slimy had swum underneath our flimsy little dinghy, and believe me, I made sure my parents knew it too. My father assured me it was a log, my mother tried to distract me with the cornetto, but I was convinced. And when I heard stories of Ogopogo and Cadbrosaurus and Slackum and Cecile, my suspicions were confirmed. There is an enormous and undiscovered creature living in our waters. Of course, why shouldn't there be? I've always been a believer in magic. Not like spells and stuff, just that there's more to this world than we understand. That somewhere, lurking under the water, is a creature you thought was only in myth. That here, there be dragons! Of course, where exactly there be dragons is a trickier question. What was I talking about again? Trying to find even a large animal in the ocean is like trying to find a needle in a deep blue haystack that covers over 2/3 of the planet. You have to know where to look. Right. Here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry, it's a little cold.
Yeah.
Okay. What I realized is that the reason we can't find our creature is because we're expecting it to be big all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We want a serpent or a whale or a plesiosaur.
Mm-hmm.
But what I believe we have is an anadromous amphibian, a salamander that lives in saltwater but comes up seaways and inlets to lay its eggs, which hatch into tiny translucent tadpoles. And once they get to open ocean, they get big, like size of a small car, and travel huge expanses. Impossible to track down. But if you know what they like to eat, you can lure them close. And after much experimenting, that's exactly what I found out. Ready? Mm-hmm. Hot dogs! Look at this! Oh. The sensors were picking up loads of activity, but it was only today that a tadpole actually swam in. I might have to zoom a little. Can you see the red light?
Oh, kind of, yeah.
Okay, well, I don't want to pull up that trap too soon. Our poor little friend can't live out of the water for too long. Mm-hmm. But I also don't want to leave it too long because he has to go out with the tide and get to open ocean so he can grow up and... So how this works is if debris moved in by the tide comes in, mm-hmm. It'll move too slowly for the sensors to pick it up. But if something, if something small, heavy and fast, like a tadpole, mm-hmm. moves in, if it shoots inside, shoots inside, I'm sorry. Stephanie designed the traps. The person we're waiting for, she was the engineer, the practical one. She could tell what was going wrong just by looking at it. The eyes on that woman. Ugh. It's like she could see the gears moving in your head. But that was also her problem. You're too rigid, orderly. She couldn't leave room for magic. When I told her I turned down that fellowship, she thought I'd gone off the rails. But today, she'll see. They'll all see. They doubted me, but they'll all be sorry.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Yikes. I'm not an evil scientist or anything. I just have issues with the other marine biologists in this province. Those snobs at the RBCM, the Royal BC Museum, they offered me a fellowship on the condition that I stop writing about the salamander, lest I embarrass the institution with my obsessive search for a mythical creature. And Stephanie said if I didn't take the job, I'd be throwing away our future. And I said, well, my future and the salamander's futures are one because their spawning grounds are endangered. And she said, no, our future. And I said, can you cut that bit out?
Oh, no, this is live.
Cool, so edit it out?
No, like it's live, like broadcast online. There's people watching right now.
What?
I don't know what to say to you right now.
You didn't tell me that.
Yes, I did. Do you want me to
I
stop?
remember.
Well, do you want me to stop?
How many people are watching?
2,311?
No. Keep filming.
Okay. Yeah, well then, whenever you're ready.
Okay. I believe that the salamander mostly eats plankton and water bugs in the tadpole stage and then moves on to seagulls and even seals and... But the thing is, Stephanie had seen the salamander. She told me she saw a big female standing on the rocks, sunning herself, eyes glistening in the light, and she told me that the first time we met. She practically shouted it over the music at Spinnaker's, and I cried. It made me cry to be believed like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she took me outside in her tough arms and I wept. She smelled of coffee and propane and safety. The next day, we came here. Climbed down in the gorge to look for Ro, allegedly. Although mostly we splashed around until my hair hung down in wet ropes and the water just glistened in the ends of her buzz cut like jewels in the setting sun.
Mm-hmm.
And she took my hand in hers and I fell in love at once. So we did the thing most happy couples do. Arrange expensive expeditions to forgotten coves to search for an unclassified sea monster. Charted migrations, gathered evidence, wrote papers, laughed, fought, made up, made out, ran out of money, lived on ramen, relied on each other. I gave her an amylite necklace. You know amylite?
Yeah, I do.
The iridescent gel made from the 71 million-year-old shell of an ancient nautilus.
Yeah, a little swirly guy. Yeah.
Well, okay, this is cute. When I gave it to her, I said, "Our love doesn't have to last forever, dear. Just 71 million years."
Oh.
Yeah. When I didn't take the RBCM job, she threw the necklace in the gorge and left. Gave me the same ultimatum those jerks down the way did. Come find me when you start looking for purpose with me. No, it wasn't that. Come find me when you stop looking for purpose in the waves and start looking for it with me. That was 2 years ago. And I was hoping, that she'd be here. That she'd be here and be impressed and realize for once that she was the one that was wrong. That she'd miss me. Stephanie's not coming. We've only got a few minutes left of the tide. This poor little guy needs to get to ocean quick or he's a goner. Amphibians, like frogs and toads and salamanders, are very fragile. They breathe through their skin, so they absorb all the pollution and pesticides and nasty stuff and can't process it. If current population loss keeps up, it's only a matter of generations before we're living in a world without frogs. Which is why it's so important to classify the black salamander so it can be protected, so it doesn't stay a myth, so the magic isn't lost. This isn't about me. Here goes. Come close.
Yeah.
My friends, here's your very first look at the Proteus rhombopteryx.
Oh.
Wait. But this... No, that can't be... But the sensors... This is Stephanie's necklace. The one she threw in the gorge? But that was 2 years ago. That's not possible. The currents are too strong. It should be out at sea, but for it to end up here would be magic. I'm sorry. Thank you very much for coming out. I think I have a call to make. I think there's someone waiting for me to find them again.
Well, wow. All right. This has been Frog Watch. I'm your host, Annie Kay. This didn't really go how I thought it would, but that's okay. It goes to show that you never really know what you're going to discover out there under the waves. So yeah, thanks again.
Oh, yay! My heart. Oh, I just got taken for a little ride there, and I really enjoyed it. Frog Watch. The salamanders. Love lost and found. And the magic of discovery. I think one of my favorite lines was, It was something like I have beef with almost all of the other marine biologists in this province, and BC is a province with a lot of marine biologists. Welcome back, everybody. I should mention that there's been some talk in the chat about whether your beer tickets are still good from past Fringes. We have had an offer from Ken in the chat. If he wins the Adirondack chairs, bring those beer tickets over to Ken's place and he will redeem them. That is a promise made in the chat. It is not endorsed or supported by the Winnipeg Fringe, the hashtag WPG Play on Fringe, but it is a very nice offer, so thank you. Now, on to the excitement. Every single night of Play On, hashtag WPG Fringe, we are hosting either a poetry or a monologue slam, where you as an audience will get to decide which artist gave you the best experience. We have 6 performers in tonight's monologue slam, each of whom has written their own original piece. Each piece will be 2 to 3 minutes in length, and after each one, you will have 30 seconds to submit your scores. A poll everywhere link will appear in the chat where you can submit a score out of 10. And then at the end of everyone's performances, we will reveal the overall scores for each performer, and the 3 folks with the highest scores will move on to our live finale on July 17th, where they will perform their piece again for a chance to win a cash prize of up to $500. That's very exciting, and it does depend on you, the audience. So let's do a practice round. So first up, you will be scoring how excited you are for the next week of Fringe Festival content. So there should be a link popping up in the chat there to submit a score. You have 30 seconds to submit your score. There's going to be a little countdown that shows up on the screen once the link is there. And please click the link to submit a score. You have 30 seconds starting now. Nice little video montage here. We will average out our scores and reveal the results at the end, but hopefully everyone is comfortable with the scoring system and is getting ready for our first performer. Now there are 15 seconds left. If you're having some trouble deciding how excited you are on a scale from 1 to 10 for this week's Fringe content, I would encourage you to note that my personal satisfaction is dependent on this, and 1-0. Here we go. All right. Let's see how that went. All right. We will be totaling this up right now. Zoe, are we totaling it up, or are we going to go on with the first one? Okay, we're going on with the first performance as the results are being tallied. First up, from Victoria, British Columbia, we have Kayla Hart.
Hi everyone, I'm Kayla from Victoria, and this is, well, that would have made a great story. So I just turned 34, and in one of my most recent online dating profile bios, I compared myself to Ted from How I Met Your Mother, impatiently searching for my soulmate. And I do have a decent chunk of stories that are, funny, sad, ridiculous, and would make a great How I Met Your Father story one day. The only difference is that, unlike Ted, I never actually dated anyone. My story is filled with, well, that would have made a great story, stories like this one. So in 2018, I ditched my friend Nadia one night while we were both in Paris for a wedding to hang out with, let's call him Neil. Neil from New York. So I first met Neil in 2011, technically, on my first trip to New York. So I decided I wanted to go to church at the chapel at Columbia University. And as I was leaving, one of the students asked if I was going to their welcome back dinner. I said, well, I'm not actually a student here. I'm just visiting from Canada. And they said, oh, come anyway. No, this wasn't Neil. Actually, it could have been. I actually don't know, because I don't actually remember meeting Neil that night. I just know it must have happened, because about a year later, I'm planning another trip to New York, and the trip is about to fall through for the friend I'm going with, unless I can find us dirt cheap accommodations. So I decide, just for kicks, I'm going to email the Columbia University Catholics, mention I'd met them the previous year, and just see if there's anyone at all they could put me in touch with. Neil was the one who was monitoring the email account. So he actually did remember me. I mean, to be fair, I was a tourist crashing a student dinner, so I was probably pretty memorable. And he actually mentioned that they do have a spare room that they rent out by donation. So my friend and I were set. So he and I became Facebook friends. And a few years later, I'm going to New York again, and I suggest that we get together. It was around this time that like the writer and the dreamer in me was just like latching on to like, this would make a really good story. However, that was also the winter of the snowstorm that basically shut down New York, and he actually got stuck out of town, leaving me with quite the what if for the next couple years. So in 2018, when he, a not very active social media user, reacted to something I had posted about my upcoming trip to France, I messaged him to say hello. Turns out he was going to be in France around the same time. Like, come on, how could I not take that as a sign? So anyway, we made a plan, and a couple months later, I leave my friend Nadia to do her own thing while I go to Mass at Notre Dame and, you know, just hang out with this guy that I'd seen for maybe a half an hour in person, tops. Now, if you've been paying attention, you realize that obviously nothing officially came of this, except for him paying for some pretty expensive profiteroles at the cafe. But just think about it. If that had actually turned into something, that would have made a great story.
All right, thank you so much, Kayla. Now, you have 30 seconds to submit your scores. Please click the link posted in the chat. There was some confusion over whether it was working before, but we have adjusted the link, so please click that link in the chat and put in your scores. And I hope everyone's got their scores in, because coming up next, we have Charlie Creeps from Low Farm, Manitoba.
Some people only learn the hard way. Who knows why? But not me. Not anymore. Sure, everyone has their opinions for why people learn the hard way, but the facts of the matter are what matters most. And the fact of the matter was, I had a problem with a jinx that wouldn't go away. I don't know where this jinx came from, but it got in all the same. Through a little hole in the wall, maybe. An itty-bitty hole about as big as my big toe. But that was enough to get the trouble started, because once this jinx got inside, everything started going wobbly. The whole world screaming always. I tried screaming back, but my tongue was a fat toad in my mouth, and my eyes were buttonholes. I couldn't see clearly anymore what was happening to me, and I couldn't run away because my breathing was like an accordion, and something was inside me, making my happiness sick. What was inside me? What? Now, everyone has met a jinx before, but nobody has ever explained quite properly just what a jinx is. So best to offer a proper explanation, because understanding the nature of a pest is the only way to get rid of the pest. A jinx is really just an imaginary friend that needs lots and lots of attention, but has nobody to play with. So it becomes an unruly scamp causing endless problems, doing whatever it pleases without any regard for anything but itself, which can seem like a curse that just won't go away. I did not understand this before, which is why this jinx only got more obstinate. The more I got adamant, only got more gleeful. The more I got upset, only got more rigid. The more I went crazy until I realized it was me who was wrong. I wasn't understanding what a jinx was and what I needed to do to make things better. Which is why everything kept getting worse and worse and worse until I learned that the only way to get rid of a jinx is to jinx the jinx so you can catch it and make it do what you want, I had to start tussling with my jinx, which I did. Here, little jinx, my jinx, jinx, jinx. Here, little jinx. And my jinx came closer and closer and closer until I had it right here, right in the palms of my hand. Do you know what I did then? I played with it. I dressed it up as my doll, my own little doll, my perfect little jinx. So instead of fighting together, we played together. And that is how I live happy now with my jinx. Because nobody should have to learn the hard way.
Thank you so much, Charlie Creeps. Now, you might be able to hear through the microphone in the background, we have got the band warming up. It just reminds me of the outdoor stage out at Old Market Square. It's all very familiar, very good. I'm getting a lot of pinch harmonics through the room. It's going to be a great show. Now is the time for you to send in your scores for that last monologue, and your 30 seconds starts now. Thank you for your votes. And coming up next from Los Angeles, California, it's Leslie Cena.
Hi, I'm Leslie Cena. This is a bit from a sketch show that I worked on a while ago, which was set entirely in a funeral parlor. So, suspension of disbelief. That's it. Okay. Michael, I had so much I wanted to say to you. You were the best friend that anybody could ask for, and I know this sounds dumb, but you made me want to be a better person. So I know this is late, but I brought back your book. I know you can't hear me, but I thought you would want it. I'm sorry I had it for so long. I didn't finish it. I got about 100 pages in and then I just got distracted, and I wanted to finish it before I gave it back, but then you also left your jacket at my house. I didn't even notice that until I opened the closet this morning. I just feel weird keeping it. So. This Tupperware is yours, I think, from the 4th of July. I'm not totally sure. We really should have gotten together more often. Well, I meant to send you this card when Alice was born, but it just, I got really behind at work, and then it was in my to-do folder for like 2 months, and that just felt like it was too long. And then, well, then when you guys had Brian, I was going to give you this card. It's got a little truck, and I just thought it was weird to send a card for the second kid and not for the first kid. And I thought it was also weird if I just sent one card covering both kids, and that, especially if one of them's already 2. So I just wanted you to know that I did get you cards. This is an article I meant to forward you about the health benefits of green tea, but I guess that's. Look, I am not a thoughtful person. I try, but I am not, and I'm never going to be as kind or as considerate or as together as you are. So, well, you win. Fine. Are you happy now? I'm really sorry I said that. I bet you wish you'd never given me your kidney.
It's time to cast in your votes, and your 30 seconds starts now. Up next is Veronica Ternipolski.
Hey everybody, I'm Veronica Ternipolski. If you like what you hear or see, please follow me, Veronica the actor. And this is a monologue I wrote called It's Good to See You. I absolutely love you. I absolutely hate you. Believable? Relatable, right? Good old extremes. But you know, what's the in-between of that? That's what I always find the hardest. I absolutely tolerate you. I like you. I like you. I like you. You know, I almost asked the loaded question, which always was loaded even before all this. Hey, how's it going? You see, I can handle your real answer, your truth, and I wish you would tell it to me. But I also wish that you would want to hear mine. You know, how many people ask that question without really wanting to know? Do you really want to know me? Do you really want to see that I actually cry all day out of pain or boredom or sadness or stress or wondering, what am I doing with my life? But I get it. We're at work or just acquaintances. Or we just can't go there. You can't handle the truth. Fine. Fine. No, really, I'm not overtly sad over the concept that eventually we are all going to die. Fine. No, really, I'm not overjoyed over the fact that I finally found someone who's irresistible and magical and I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. Just fine. Good old extremes. Not too sad, not too overjoyed, just. But you know what's behind that question? Why do we ask? Hey, how's it going? Excitement? Inquiry? Or is it just, you know, an easier, less vulnerable way to say, it's good to see you. I've missed you. Thanks, Fringe.
Thank you, Ronnie. I miss you too. You now have 30 seconds to cast in your scores. Up next, from Winnipeg, Manitoba, we have Tyler Yee.
Hey everybody that's watching, thanks for supporting. I'm Tyler Yee. I'll be performing an excerpt from the screenplay I'm writing called Cold-Blooded. The following may contain scenes of violence and mature content not suitable for all viewers. Discretion is advised. Just go. Don't worry about me. There's nothing to worry about anymore anyway, because I'm ending it. All of it. You saved me twice and left unscathed. I won't take that chance thrice, Dante. Third time's the harm. And I've hurt so many people already. All I do is hurt other people. And I know I haven't hurt you yet, but I wanted to. At the beach, I couldn't help but stare at you. Stare like a buck in the woods, begging for me to take it down. So I won't let you in. I'll hurt you. It's not just hurt though, is it? It's killing. So what gives me the right to live when I constantly take away the lives of others? I can't escape that. I can't escape it. Can't let you in. I can't escape my blood. My blood is who I am. My blood defines my life. My life that's haunted by not knowing how my parents died. But you do. And I want you to remember, Dante. Remember your dad. Remember how I told him I'd let him go. Remember how he believed the lie before he snapped his neck. Remember your mom. Remember how I turned the cold steel of her own blade against her. Remember I plunged it into her skull. Remember, Dante, I want you to remember that I did that to you. Your parents wanted my blood. I'm gonna make sure that they get it, so I won't let you in. I will hurt you. Remember, and I know you'll go. You have to go. You have to. Okay.
Thank you, Tyler. Now it is time to send in your scores, starting now. 30 seconds. Next up is, from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Shy Patty.
Hi, I'm Shy, and I wrote this piece. Can I Camp by Shy Patty. I am now a single parent. I no longer have a car. Life changed. So last year, I didn't go camping. I like camping, but he always booked the site. A pet-free site, hours from the city. I was skilled at piling the supplies into the kitchen, but he played the game of Tetris, loading the car. I plan the menu, he shops. I prep the food, make the ice, and he buys a little container of milk for my coffee and takes the dogs to the sitter. There, we both unpack while we bicker over forgotten items. Supervised by our 7-year-old daughter, we set up my tent together, disputing, as always, whether we were supposed to peg the tent before or after the poles went in. I blow up the air mattress myself, since I didn't want to sleep on the ground. I set up our home He started the fire. Now, everything's on me. I can do it. I hope. I want to go camping. Okay, I sign onto the provincial site. I set up a profile. All available sites, hours away. I still have no car. Backyard campsite chosen. Travel time 0. It's an electrical site and we don't have to haul water. I pile everything onto the kitchen floor. A sense of dread comes over me for the Tetris task to come. But it doesn't. There's no car to fill. Amelia's 9. She can help. She needs instructions, but I know this stuff. I've been setting up my tent for 16 years. Tarp first, tent second. We stake the tent before the poles. There's no argument. I could do it myself. But she needs to learn how to do it right. We make the bed together. We fetch the pillows, choose stuffies, and decide a fan and a lamp would be nice. So we find the electrical cord in the shed. The dogs hop in. This is a pet-friendly campsite, but if they're restless, they may have to go inside the house. The fan masks the traffic noise on Portage, and thankfully it isn't cruise night. We talk late into the night about past camping trips, and we settle and we sleep. In the night, we run to the nice indoor toilet facilities, not a smelly outhouse filled with creepy shadows and buzzing mosquitoes that are biting our bums. Camping is colder than we had planned. We grab a blanket. No tears for forgotten items. We will go camping again this summer. We are competent and independent, and we can do this. I am competent and independent, and I can do this. Even without a car, I can camp. Thank you, Fringe.
Thank you, Shy Patty. Now it is time to lock in your scores. Thank you, everyone, so much for voting. Thank you so much to our monologists for baring your souls for us here. It's going to take just a little bit of time to tally up the scores, and then we will announce our 3 finalists who will move on to the finals this Friday, July 17th. Probably you can hear all the rock and roll in the background. The Noble Thieves are actively they're finished, well, I don't know, maybe they're just beginning their sound check, but they're playing through a song right now. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but they sound great. It's a really great band. I am personally looking forward to hearing their set later on. It's going to be real good. This really does feel like I'm sitting in the beer tent right now. You know when they move the beer tent to the side so that if you're in the back, you can't see the stage, and then you just hear some music playing, and you're like, what the heck is this? This sounds pretty good. And so buddy gets the program out and you look in the program. It's like, oh man, this is a really great band. Oh, we should really listen to this band. Like, I don't want to give up our table right now, but see where they are in the schedule again, and we'll come back and watch. Also really reminds me of the beautiful Captain Braggadocio trying to do what I'm doing right now in between sets while a band is sound checking behind him, just plowing forward resolutely, trying to ignore the rock and roll that's going on. inside of all of your bones. I'm just rambling at this point now, waiting for those results to come in. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. We got some nice comments from folks, some nice poll things going on. People needing voodoo dolls. Oh, a lot of love coming through for our performers in the chat, which is always such a wonderful thing to see. It's so strange performing for a crowd that you don't know what they're thinking. I have so much respect for news anchors and radio announcers and radio DJs, because there's absolutely no sense of what's going on. Like those morning radio hosts just cackling at each other's jokes and laughing at... Oh no, the code is coming up. All right, making each other laugh. Anyways, it looks like our results are in. So Zoe, why don't we throw those results up on the screen? Oh, it's a really tight race. We have Shy Patty in the lead with 7.5, Leslie Cena with 7.3, and Veronica Ternipolski at 7.2. They will be our 3 finalists who will compete again on Friday in the Monologist Poetry Slam. You can see how close that was, though. Thank you so much to all of our contestants. That was a really wonderful thing. It's so great to see such a variety of different kinds of monologues and expression. Now, let us carry on with tonight's programming. And thank you to everyone again for participating. Our next performance is from Point Tango from London, Ontario, and Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Please turn off all cellular devices and refrain from flash photography. The play is about to begin.
If you can't find the lighter.
How many people do you think are out there?
I don't know. I can't see anybody.
Do you see my dad?
Is your dad the guy with the tie?
That's not my dad.
In 300 years, the Earth will have become uninhabitable. In a race to save humanity, various space stations are set into orbit. What the travelers to these new homes don't know is that a parallel race is happening on another planet. On a planet known as Garzon 5.
What does it say, Shell?
The Royal Guard is... That's it? The farm is finished?
When they receive a letter from the Royal Guard.
I don't understand. What about the animals?
We have to pack up, now. They'll be here within the hour.
You've never been a good farmer, Shell. You want to know how I know?
All right, I give. How?
That's no horse you're riding. That's a donkey. That's a donkey.
Where do we go from here?
Michelle and Len are in their secret hideout, tending to a fire, when suddenly they hear something in the distance.
What was that?
Sounded like a bell.
There it is again.
Can you see anything?
A fellow cowboy approaches, holding a special bundle.
A pleasure to meet you, Carl.
Bring out the baby!
Oh yeah, shoot!
What is that thing, and why is it making so much noise?
That's a baby. A baby from Earth. The only thing quiets it down is fairy tale. A story about where it came from.
Oh, that baby's gas. There's no ventilation in here. We'll all die if we don't pop those bubbles.
Come on, everyone. A little audience participation never killed nobody.
Once upon a time, there was a planet called Earth. It was a lot like this world.
We made it. Home.
Well, we made it anyway.
I think I'm feeling a little blue. Is that what Carl called it? The color?
That's right.
Will you tell me the fairy tale again, Len?
Of course. Once upon a time, there was a planet called Earth. It was a lot like this world.
And beings named humans lived there. They were a lot like us, and the smallest and youngest humans were called children. They were a lot like you. They played and they laughed and cried. And sometimes they were lonely and got sad and they got scared. They lived and they died. They loved and they hated. Only some of them were kind. And through all that loving and hating and laughing and crying, they didn't know what they were doing, because no one really does, except for the creatures on Alpha Census, after all.
We tried our best to save a few of them. Maybe we did. Once upon a time.
Thank you so much for coming tonight. We really appreciate it. We would now like to take questions from the audience.
La 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 la.
Thank you very much. Now, that was in fact Snakeskin Jacket from Winnipeg, Manitoba with I didn't think it was going to be, but this is fun. There was a bit of a technical glitch up, but we will do Point Tango a little bit later, which will be a different show than what we just saw. It's just a wrong link went in, and I hope you enjoyed that, because I certainly did. Now, let's hear from our Kids Fringe correspondent, Captain Braggadocio, to hear about the family-friendly content happening until July 15th.
Hello, I am Captain Braggadocio, not a large pirate, just a pirate at large, speaking to you from a secret location. I'm here to make sure that you know the Winnipeg Fringe Theatre Festival is hosting daily family-friendly content from Monday, July 12th to Thursday, July 15th. It's true! Presented by Kids Fringe, we will have performances and activities of all kinds, including storytelling, dance, crafts, music, and more. You can find the live stream on the Winnipeg Fringe's YouTube channel and Facebook each day at 1 p.m. If you're having a fun-filled summer and can't watch the live stream, the videos will also be available to watch afterwards. Please visit winnipegfringe.com for full performer listings. Have fun, stay safe, and enjoy the virtual Fringe.
Now, coming up next, all the way from Brooklyn, New York, we have Martin Dockery joining us live. Hello, Martin.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, we said it at the same time. I'm good. Me too.
Yeah. I'm in Winnipeg right now, aren't I? I mean, I'm in Brooklyn, but like through this magic, I'm with you guys.
Yeah, and
live.
It's so nice to have you back here in Winnipeg live.
I mean, I am.
Time of year.
I am 1 hour in the future, I guess. This is what the future looks like because of the time difference in New York. So get ready.
Do you have any advice for us from an hour in the future?
Just drink a lot of water. That's there's things are gonna get real parched in the next hour. Stay hydrated. It's good advice at any time of year, at any time.
But coming from you, Martin, it means a lot. I guess are you ready to jump right into your bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk for a little while. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, so to speak, even though I'm speaking to you from outside of my back deck. Let's talk about COVID, which I understand you guys are still in the throes of in Winnipeg, in Manitoba. But from what I understand, it's getting better. You can see the light at the end.
Oh, we're staring into some lights for sure. It's the vaccine uptake's been real good. So our premier and our government are really cracking the whip, trying to get everybody out and back and active. And I went to the beach on Saturday. It was an amazing experience.
All right, yeah. Well, let me begin then. With what I'm gonna talk about here, which is the fact that before long, you all are going to be where we are currently in New York with this whole COVID thing, which is to say that here in the city, COVID seems to be over to the extent that it's almost as if it never really happened, which I know it's impossible to believe that. I just arrived in New York myself after many months away, and it's impossible to believe that after so many months in the throes of this anxiety and pain, that in a snap of a finger, it can really seem as if it never happened. But it's true. Here in New York, it's as if we've all just experienced a 1.5 year long fever dream, a dream we experienced collectively. And as in all dreams, we would describe this dream by saying that, as we do all dreams, and saying that you were there, and I was there, but it wasn't us. It was a 2-dimensional version of you. We were at our jobs, but it wasn't our jobs. We were in our homes, but it wasn't our homes. We were at weddings. We were at funerals. We were at performances, but they weren't like any performances we'd ever seen before. It was like our lives, but it wasn't our lives. And even now, as we try to recollect it, we can feel the memories slipping through our fingers, leaving us ultimately with just a feeling of uncertainty and a few images snatched right from that moment before we were awoken. Images that for me would have me just 2 weeks ago standing in the middle of a library in the Hamptons. And for those of you in Manitoba who do not know of the Hamptons, allow me to say the most New York City thing that I can say right now, which is I find it hard to believe that not everyone on the planet knows every single thing about New York. The Hamptons are a collection of very tony, very exclusive seaside towns at the end of an island that is so long. It defies anybody to name the island anything other than long. And this library is in one of the Hamptons that is so easterly that it defies anyone to call this town anything other than East Hampton. No surprise that the most expensive town in all of the great state of New York should house a library that is just so cute as a button. Look, I'm no expert. I can't well describe how the architectural aspects of this library come together to inspire one to walk through its front doors. All I can do is point to Hansel and Gretel, to the picture books that we all read as children, all different picture books, but we can be sure that the illustrators of those books salivated when they got to the panel where they got to draw that house in the woods made of candy, the realization of every child's dream building. This library is much like that, not made of candy, but made of the promise of books you can borrow. And I was well inspired to burst through its front doors, even though there was a part of me that was afraid of a witch inside, afraid of a monster, but I saw no such creature. And you know what they say, if you know there's a monster inside a building and you do not see one, then it is time to look in the mirror, which I did, which I was doing all the time until just 1 week ago, when after 15 months, I finally cut my hair and shaved a beard that had grown so thick and prominent that upon entering a room, this beard would do so a full 5 seconds before I got to the room myself. And people in the room would be like, oh, beard, I see you've grown a human appendage, which of course nobody ever said because of social distancing, because there were no strangers in any rooms I entered for the 15 months that we were out in Montauk, which is an extension of the township of East Hampton. My godmother, the most generous woman in the world, had said to my wife and myself, you do not want to spend this pandemic in a small apartment in Brooklyn, New York. Go and live in my cute as a button little cottage out in Montauk, because she's got her own place up in Syracuse. And so we did live there, and it was adorable, but it was also scary at first. We could all remember at the beginning of this pandemic, just sort of sitting there wondering what was going to happen first as everything dissolved around us. For many of us, including ourselves, our sense of selves threatened because the jobs we do, the industries, they disappeared. Me, what do? I do this. I perform shows at festivals like the Winnipeg Fringe, and all festivals, they just went into some deep hibernation. Perhaps they were going to die completely. We didn't know. Theaters shut down, and we are all defined to some extent by whatever the job is that we do. And there is nothing else I do but travel to fringe festivals to perform stories like this. And so who was I? What was my sense of purpose? What was I doing? And I finally addressed this problem with two solutions. One was to grow a beard, a project which seemed easy, a project that I could literally do in my sleep, a project that would help me to measure the time in a time when time itself had lost all meaning. And the second project was not something I could do in my sleep, but rather something I could do despite a lack of sleep. And that was to raise a small girl, my daughter, who is 3. Before she was 3, she was 2. Before she was 2, she was 1. That's the age she was when we arrived in Montauk. She has spent half her life in the throes of this pandemic. And because she can't remember the first year and a half of her life, it's as good as saying her entire life has been in lockdown, has been in quarantine. And I am proud to say that despite this being the entirety of her life, she does not know those words. She's never heard the word COVID, never heard of social distancing, has never heard of lockdown. And that's because I've never mentioned these words, nor has Vanessa. Vanessa, my wife, and I, we've never even discussed not mentioning these words to our daughter because we both are aware she does not need to know of these things. We are entirely focused now on her to give her the very best childhood that she could possibly had. It's now our entire purpose in life. Now that everything else melted away, 6 hours of every day for the past 15 months, I have spent with a small girl, handing her over to Vanessa, who would then spend the next 6 hours, many of those hours overlapping as the two of us work together to give a small, beautiful child a life without worry, without concern, a life that would give her a sense of confidence and support and love, a life free of pain, a life where if she needed help, she knew she would be able to ask for it. And before even completing the request, help would be there for her. And this, we all agree, this pandemic's terrible, but it was really awfully sweet and cute at moments, just the 3 of us. We didn't know anybody else in Montauk, far at the end of this long island. And when the vaccines were announced, everybody celebrated, including ourselves, because you have to celebrate the end of this pandemic. There are people who are sick, there are people who are dying. But because we're so removed from everybody, because we have not gotten sick ourselves, there was a sense of anxiety that, oh, I guess this means we're going back to New York. We're opening up our little circle to the world. You can't really admit readily to kind of not wanting a return to normal, not wanting to be able to return because there's so many things we miss. And yet it's there. It also meant, of course, a lot of packing. There's a reason Jeff Bezos is going to space now, going to nowhere. It's because we don't have a car. It's because we have ordered every single thing we've needed off of Amazon that has delivered it to our house. And now Jeff Bezos can afford to go to the moon, and we have to pack all those things into a car that I would be renting the day after my excursion to the library. And because I'm no good at packing, as my wife readily agrees, we agreed that she would pack up the house, and I, who is good really only at hanging out with a 3-year-old child, would take her on an excursion on a local bus that would take us a half hour to the cutest library in the world and to the children's section there. And I feel pride. You can probably tell, you can probably hear it, except for if there's one thing I could admit to failing with my daughter, it's, potty training, which my wife and I tried momentarily and then quickly gave up on. I mean, really, it seems an impossible thing for my daughter to ever learn, and yet adults seem to all figure it out. As impossible, though, as if, oh, look at that, there's suddenly an image of 5 guys on the screen. There's some subliminal advertising for you to go check out, whatever. It looked like a boy band. They were very, very cute. Very exciting guys there. In any case, it meant that halfway through our excursion here in the library, of course, I would have to change her diaper. But where does one change a diaper when you're in the cutest library in the world? And on top of it, you yourself look like something of a monster. You yourself, as you walk by the rich denizens of this town, you cause them to question their belief that there is no homelessness in East Hampton. Well, you go to the basement of the library. Do not imagine some sort of dungeon. No, it's a large room with folding tables and books atop the tables and signs that read free. And I found a back corner where I changed her diaper. She did not want me to change her diaper. And when she doesn't want that, you have to distract her. So I found a book, not difficult in this building, of the sort of like early book about biology. I opened to a random page that was about Band-Aids. And I put this book in front of her to distract her. But the problem is that no one is more easily distractible than me, because I find everything interesting, even things that aren't interesting. I am fascinated to know why they lack any normal fascination. And so soon it was just me reading this book about Band-Aids as simultaneously I'm changing her diaper, as she's standing up and has lost interest in the diaper book and is instead performing for me acrobatics. You should not imagine any form of acrobatics that you might see in the Olympics, because my daughter has never seen TV, has never seen a video, has never actually seen anyone perform acrobatics. And so acrobatics to her is just her striking a series of poses and then asking whether you can strike that pose. And not difficult poses, just things like this, being like, can you do this? And then being like, can you do this? And I will tell you, no matter how simple the poses are, you can't do them, because whenever you try, she'll be like, no, that's not it. No, you're not doing it correctly. And you'll be like, I'm doing it now. And she'll change the thing a little bit. And then as she is doing the acrobatics, as I'm worried that someone might walk into this room and see some kind of monster in the back corner with a naked 3-year-old girl, as he is simultaneously reading a book about Band-Aids, as this girl is performing very aggressive acrobatics to the monster, as she is wearing socks on a slippery floor, she suddenly slips. And because my hand is holding her arm, I save her from possibly hitting her head on the floor. But because she spins around, I suddenly hear a pop. Pop's a terrible word in this situation, so let's call it a crack. Let's call it a snap. Let's call it a ripple. Nothing I actually hear. It's just a vibration that runs up through her arm, through my wrist, up my arm, and into some deep chamber in my heart, where that sound just reverberates nauseatingly as I look down at her at the end of my grasp, as she begins to scream as anybody would scream when their arm has just been broken. Or maybe not. Maybe it's not been broken. And I've been on this planet for many, many decades, and nowhere have I read any literature that might prepare me for this situation of holding a little girl's arm that I've just broken, or have not just broken, without a car, far from the home we live in a town where surely there must be some sort of medical facilities, but I don't know where they are, and I don't know how insurance works, and we have to pack up an entire house tomorrow, and I'm just gonna go with, let's just hope she's fine. I try to put her in the stroller. Every transition, every movement hurts her as she's holding her arm. And I take her outside and I said, let's just walk it off, I think to myself, even though I'm doing all the walking. And amazingly, she falls asleep in the stroller, some kind of miracle. And I think, surely your arm cannot be broken if you can fall asleep in a stroller, even as she's holding her arm as she drifts off to sleep, but in a way that would seem to prove that there, if not a God out there who making fun of us, that perhaps there's some sort of celestial reality show that we are all on, because what happens next, to the amusement of the heavens, is that it begins to rain and we don't have an umbrella. And of course, the drops wake her up and she wakes up screaming again in pain, and we have to catch the bus. And we take it a half hour back to Montauk, and the transition onto the bus causes her to cry. The transition off the bus causes her to cry. And I make it back home to Vanessa, and she says, how was the library? And I say, well, I may not have broken our daughter's arm, but I may have. And suddenly our whole reality is different, right? Suddenly our whole reality is like, oh my God, what are we going to do? That night is just a nightmare, particularly for Vanessa, because she says one of us should get some sleep. And so I'm sent into another room, but I'm woken up every time. My daughter awakes periodically every hour and a half, crying again because it hurts. And in the morning, we're lying next to her and we're waiting for some sort of health facility that is in East Hampton to open up. It opens up at 9 in the morning and we're trying to figure out how we're going to get there, trying to figure out, does it take our insurance? We'll have to call them at 9 to find out. And suddenly the whole idea of packing up and going back to New York, it's all been derailed and we don't know exactly how we're going to fit this all in. And suddenly this is our reality. And in the morning at 8:45, 15 minutes before this health center ends up, we're all in bed together and I'm holding onto her arm at my daughter's insistence, and we have slipped down to this uncomfortable position. I feel it's wrong to complain about being uncomfortable when my daughter is next to me with an arm that may or may not be broken, and I shift us to sit upright so that she might have a drink of water, and then through my hand I feel a pop. Once again, pop's a terrible word. I hear a crack. I hear a ripple. I hear a splintering. I feel a terrible sound through my heart as she begins to cry again. And I stand up and I have to walk into the other room because I've had one job. I've had two jobs: grow a beard and take care of my daughter, keep her free from pain, be there for when she cries out, as she literally has been doing through the night, saying, help me, and feeling so impotent because we cannot, because we're just sitting there. We've been so focused on COVID for a year and a half. You forget that life is going on, that anything can happen. What's been a wonderful adventure, we're on the frontier, so to speak, without a car, suddenly seems like folly, and we have lost control of the direction of our lives. And I take a few breaths in the other room before I step back into the bedroom to see my daughter with her hands behind her head and her back arched, and she's looking at me upside down, and she says to me, can you do this? And then she collapses down onto the bed and puts her arm around like this, says, can you do this? And then she goes like this, says, can you do this? And just begins going through a series of physical acrobatic maneuvers with no indication that her arm hurts her whatsoever. As Vanessa and I are looking at each other like, what is going on here? Not only does there seem to be no physical memory within this little girl's body of what she has just endured, no favoring this arm, no ache, no residual pain. There's no emotional memory. She's not commenting on like, oh my God, I feel so much better. She's not saying, what a terrible night. No, she's just continuing on. She's so over the pain to the extent that it's as if it never even happened. And suddenly our reality shifts again, and we're right back where we were, packing our house, renting a car, filling it up, and driving to the city where we land a week or so ago, a city that has been over COVID for a while, people maskless, people in bars, packed in restaurants, and us in a bit of disbelief that everything could be just like it was, all as if none of this even happened. And then a few days ago, I shaved that beard, and I look in the mirror, and I see a version of me from 2019, uninterrupted, unchanged by my own opinion of how I look. And it's hard to believe that one can be in so much pain and then a reality can be toyed with by some sort of celestial reality show, and it can all feel as if none of this ever happened. Thank you, everybody, for listening to my I count from here in Brooklyn on my back deck.
Thank you so much, Martin, for that. Now, let's check in with our correspondent, Ray Strawn, with Ray Strawn out on the street to let us know about the Winnipeg Fringe's 50-50 draw.
50-50, 50-50 here. 50 here. 50-50. 50-50. Arm's length. Tori!
What are you doing, right?
50-50 here.
You know, I heard, I think we're selling those online these days.
Online?
Yeah, everything happens online these days. Haven't you heard? You can go to www.winnipegfringe.com and just buy them on there.
Same price?
Same price.
How much?
So that's 1 for 3,
Yep.
5 for 5, 25 for 10, or 100 for 30. The winner wins half the pot.
Half the pot?
Half the pot, yeah. And I haven't checked in a while, but it looks pretty big.
I better go on right now. Is this legal?
Sure is. Buy Fringe 50-50 raffle tickets at www.winnipegfringe.com. Draw will take place on Friday, July 30th at 9 a.m. License number LGCA 1523-RF-35892.
Looked bigger in the video, didn't it? Anyways, coming up next is what you've all been waiting for, a point tango, a tango in the dark, a journey into the light, from London, Ontario, and Buenos Aires, Argentina. And you can hear me now. So our final performance for this evening is Improvision. Now this is an improvised thing, so they will need suggestions from you, the audience, to prove that they are making it up. So follow the prompts on screen. What we're going to need, where are we here? Sorry. Watch for the questions to come up on screen. Answer as fast as you can in the comments. Heads up. These folks usually take the first suggestion, so get your fingers ready to type in a question. And here we go.
Hey. In one of these squares is a guy named Ed Cuddy.
That's me. And in another one of these squares is a guy named Alan McKenzie.
And the remaining square belongs to George McRobb. Actually, it's more of a rectangle. But
Yeah, technically.
So you can see the ask score at the bottom of the screen. So start typing in your suggestions. The last place that you'd expect to run into your mom.
I see strip club, which I think is meant to be strip club. And the bar, which is the same thing. The ocean.
And
Strip club by the ocean.
A strip club by the ocean.
A strip club by the ocean.
It had been years since I went by the place. It was dusty and dim. All kinds of weird stuff lay on the floor, like the scattered detritus of a failed relationship. It was good to be home. There she was, standing at the corner with her elbow on one end of the bar. She gave me that look, and I said, yes, I'll have the regular. So she poured me a ginger beer.
Man, I love ginger beer. I could drink ginger beer all day, and she knows that. I'm sorry, did my accent just change? Sorry, just something caught in my throat. She asked me about my journey, and, well, I had to tell her how it really went.
I put on that album by Journey, and we sang along to that hit tune whose name escapes me, even though it's my favorite album and my favorite song. And then I threw it off the album player device, also called a record player, and threw it against the bar.
I'm old. I don't have modern technology to play music on. I was playing it on my phonograph, cranking it away. Oh, that thing was a pain to carry around. Anyway, I threw the Journey album off of the phonograph, and I hit a customer in the bar. Oh, I felt bad. I felt really bad.
So I went over to apologize. I thought, oh, I'll buy him a drink. Surely that'll settle him down. No, Dad was furious. He came at me with a broken bottle, just like old times.
You know I don't drink ginger beer, he said. That was close to my best dad impersonation, but it wasn't impressing him. He picked up
a bottle of real beer and showed me how it was done. It was the best father-son time we've ever had together. We started playing bottle catch.
And then he gave me that look, the look that said, son, I don't want you making a living stripping in this strip bar any longer. I want you to come into the family business.
With your mother and I. dancing in people's homes. You know your mother's dancer name, Ginger Beer. The three of us as a family could do this and bring so much joy to people's living rooms. Well,
that was just so many horse feathers. I'd seen the Osmond special, and I knew what family musical acts could end up like so much detritus scattered across a floor in some dim, dusty strip club.
Like this one, and man, I love the word detritus. Anyway, that is what we decided to name our act.
Detritus. Detritus, and Son. Oh, we stripped.
Yeah, and our first gig was in Detroit. Detritus in Detroit. That's when they kicked me out of the band for not being able to separate the band name from the town names. Damn it.
There you go. All right.
That was
So
something.
we're going to do a guessing game. So Alan is going to leave this little video. He's going to turn off the chat function. So what we want you guys to do in the chat function right now is type in a weird job, a famous person, real, living, dead, fictional, and a reason to be fired, and a cliche, like a regular saying, like every dog has its day. So
why don't you
you're typing
all-
now, and we'll start grabbing your suggestions.
Yeah, why don't you all pick one of those and then we'll have lots.
Yeah.
Fishmonger.
Fishmonger. Okay, the proof is in the pudding. We've got our cliche.
Excellent.
And you got a fishmonger for a job.
Beyonce as a celebrity.
Beyonce is a celebrity, and too damn pretty.
I like that.
Okay, so Alan is going to be applying to be a fishmonger.
Right.
On his resume, his reference is Beyonce, and he was fired from his last job from being too pretty.
Too damn pretty.
And the cliche that he has to guess, because we like to make this as hard for him, because quite honestly, fuck Alan. We're going to. The cliche is the proof is in the pudding. So,
good.
Alan, you can come back in anytime.
Wow, that took a long time. Hi. I'm here to
Hi.
interview for the position, the Walmart greeter position.
Not that one, but you look like a strapping fellow. Let's grab you by the tail and you have a sit down here and I'll interview you. What do you say?
Absolutely. I'll be the best horse riding instructor you ever hired.
That's interesting, but not what I'm looking for. Listen.
That was just a nickname. Never mind.
Listen, everyone's got a chance in this job. You know, we all sit on the scales and we measure up, and then I pick the best one. So, you've got a fair shot at it. Do you get
the scales of justice? You mean? Yes, I'm here to be the best lawyer you ever hired.
Are you feeling okay? You look a little green around the gills.
I'm not feeling my best at the moment. Actually, I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, well, I don't want to carp about your health. I mean, that's really none of my business, but I just thought I'd check.
I've always wanted to be a fisherman.
Ring, ring.
And that's why I'm here.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, boss. I'm sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to let you know that there's a very famous record executive out here that wants to see you when you're done with the interview.
Oh, who would that be, Stella?
I can't remember his name, but he's one of those moguls.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's a bit fishy, but he's definitely a mogul. I'll tell him that you'll be out shortly.
Fishy mogul, eh? Thanks, Stella.
She has a lovely speaking voice. She was on speakerphone. I don't know if you noticed.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Anyway, I'm dying to be I don't really have any experience, but I've just been dying to be a fishmonger my whole life.
Well, that's excellent. I've got to take a call in the other room.
Oh, great. I'll just go out there. Hey.
How you doing, man?
I'm all right. How about you?
She left me.
Oh, it's okay. There's plenty other fish in the sea. Fish.
She was. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? She meant everything to me.
Of course, she meant everything to you.
I think she was having an affair with somebody. Did she say anything to you?
Not anything. It was like mum's the word with her. She didn't say anything.
Because I really thought she was the one. I really
One.
thought she was the one.
Yeah, the only thing she ever told me was that one is the loneliest number that you'll ever know.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for reminding me I'm going to be lonely without her. Oh, my God.
Oh, buddy, I'm so sorry. Look, maybe we should take your mind off of it, go for a few drinks or something.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that would be good. I could use a drink.
Me too.
Yeah,
I really could. Yeah, a little hair of the dog, right?
No.
Okay.
Hey, I'm back from taking another call on my speakerphone.
Oh, I'm back from your bathroom. It was very nice, but
Excellent.
I don't
Listen.
want to talk about that in detail.
No, we shouldn't. Listen, I was looking over your resume, or your CV as they call it,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to decipher your reference that you listed there, the single reference, and I couldn't tell if some of the letters were J's or Z's, and then I decided it was neither one of those. Wasn't a J or a Z, but it was close.
It was definitely not Jay-Z. That is my no, not my Beyonce was my reference.
Oh,
yeah.
Clever. All right. Well, I'll be back again. I have another
I'm
call.
gonna go visit your bathroom again. Hey, buddy.
This single bar just sucks. I miss her so much.
Look, I'll get some more drinks and everything will be great. It'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Did I ever tell you what her nickname for me was?
Oh, please tell me.
I don't know. It was kind of private. It was just something between the two of us because I was so sweet.
Sweet like candy, huh?
Not that sweet. No, not quite that sweet. No, I'm.
Sweet as apple pie, also sweet.
No, not quite that sweet either. Just. I wish I had proof that there was someone else that she loved more than me. I wish I had proof.
Yeah, how would someone prove that? I don't really know.
I wish I could go through her phone. I mean, she's got me, in there under my nickname because she said I was always her little just desserts.
Hey guys.
Hey.
I'm collecting for a farewell gift for the steno in the typing pool over there.
Steno?
I'm your co-worker. I'm just establishing that we do have a relationship.
Oh right, yeah, it's you, Fred, buddy. I didn't recognize you.
Yeah, so
in the singles bar, co-worker.
Yeah, I didn't.
I hang out here at one too. So anyway, I just wondered how much you guys want to contribute. How much do you want to be putting in? Because the bar is putting in a lot.
We're gonna go all in. We're gonna go all in.
Oh, so
that's sweet. That's so sweet. That's exactly what you deserve.
Yeah, well, I just figure we'll all get our just desserts.
All right, well, I'll just mark that down that you're putting in a certain amount that in your case is all in, and you are putting in.
Yeah, I'll be putting in something. Don't worry, I'll prove to you that I'm putting in something.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, because the proof is in the pudding.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm gonna nail this job interview. I just know it.
You certainly are. I feel it too. I feel like it's your destiny, child. Wait, you got that one already?
Yeah, I sure did.
Listen. We should talk about the incident, right?
Oh yeah, what happened at the last job, eh?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
what do you hear about it?
Well, I heard things, and I'm inclined to overlook them because you are just so. It's like a picture looking at you.
Oh yeah, the problem at the last job was I was always imitating my boss.
Oh, you were doing that too.
I was kind of a jerk, yeah, but I won't be here. Don't worry.
Well, what you're saying is pretty far off the mark, really.
I'm getting that, yeah.
Yeah. If you could say something that would be pretty near closer to the truth, I'd appreciate that.
I lie on the job all the time.
Really?
I'm a big liar.
Such a sweet face on you.
Real sweet, yeah. I thought we covered the sweet thing already, but no. Whatever it was you heard that I did, I don't think it's true.
Ring.
I think I'm going to phone call. Hello?
Hi, it's me again.
Oh,
Look,
Stella, so good to hear from you.
it's good to see you two after so long.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, maybe you don't want to hire this guy. I got a bit of a confession to make. When he was here, I just couldn't take my eyes off him.
Really?
Yeah. And you know what? I could barely keep my hands off him. Damn, that boy is. I could drown a toddler in my panties right now. I was just so.
Stella.
I gotta.
Stella, you little rascal.
I don't know what his personality's like. All I know is, Mama likes. Mama, I'm gonna go take a little break, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's pert near the most disturbing thing I've ever heard Stella say.
Well, I hope she never calls again.
Well, all I can say is I hope you have brains as well as, other attributes.
Because at the last job, I was just trying to get by on my looks all the time.
Yeah, because you were just so damn.
I was just so damn vain.
Near, but not quite.
No, I was.
Ring.
Hang on. I hope someone different is calling you this time.
Yeah,
Look,
Stella.
I have to apologize. I'm pretty close to quitting. All right.
Pretty close to quitting?
You took out the free coffee from the lunchroom. I'm pretty close to quitting. And I'm pretty much serving up this free coffee on a silver platter by saying I'm pretty close to quitting.
Damn it, that's pretty much the worst thing I've pretty much ever heard.
Well, I pretty much have my resume dusted off, and I pretty much am going to hang up the phone now and pretty much walk out.
Oh, man, before you respond to that, when I get stressed like this, I sing my favorite song, Pretty, I Feel Pretty.
I love that song, too. You know why? Because I'm so freaking pretty.
Yes.
That's why I lost my last job, because I'm just too damn pretty.
Right.
Yeah, but I'll be a great fishmonger here for you. Just you go and ask Beyonce.
I will. Congratulations.
Wow. Nice. You got there eventually.
Eventually, yeah. Are we out of time? Is this?
Yeah, we're definitely out of time, my friend. We are definitely
Sorry, we had like 4 more games planned. That's my fault.
Yeah,
wow.
But there you go. Thanks, you guys, for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of the Fringe. I think the band Noble Thieves is up next.
All right.
But Toby's going to tell you all this stuff. You don't have to listen to us. We're done.
Listen to Toby. Listen to
Thanks,
Toby.
everyone.
See ya.
Thanks. Good night.
Thank you so much, Improvision. That was truly a delight. And that is the end of our theatrical portion of the evening. Thank you for joining us at hashtag WPG Fringe. Play on hashtag WPG Fringe. I am Toby Hughes signing off for the night. We've got more stuff going on all week. Please continue supporting local businesses and local artists. Just email me money. We are now going to throw it live to inside, just behind this wall, to the BMO stage digital studio here at the Tom Hendry Warehouse Theatre on Treaty 1 land. The Noble Thieves are poised to lead the charge in resurrecting the soul-centric rock sounds of decades past with a fresh new flair. Their rock and soul revolution is at hand, and there's no point in resisting. Please welcome the Noble Thieves.
Hey everybody, we're the Noble Thieves. We play rock and roll and soul music, and I hope you guys like it. Watch out, ooh. We got to cool it down and put our hands together. God knows it's past, it didn't go. never thought that we'd come to this. They turned our friends into nationalists. Never thought we'd be right here, but here we are, right back here. Ooh, and I'm miles away from that the life we dream will be ours to stay. Ooh, I said better pray, yeah. I know we took a wrong turn back there. Could've used a lesson somewhere. Progress ain't just a road running straight and twisting this like a river in freight. And just like that river, it'll never stop flowing. If you look at the curves and the turns, you can see exactly where it's going. Ooh, and I'm miles away from that. The life we dream will be ours to stay. Ooh, I said better pray, yeah. Ooh, and I don't just yet. We need a better look at what we're dealing with. Ooh, fear is a better pray, Watch out, child, girl. Watch out, child, girl. Ooh, we're not miles away from that. The life we dream will be yours to stay. Ooh, close my eyes and pray, and I pray, yeah, that. Ooh, we're not done just yet. We need a better look at what we're dealing with. Ooh, fear is a better pray, yeah. We're not done just yet, no, but a prayer. Fear is a better pray. Oh yeah. Yeah. Why? Yeah. All right. One, two, three, go! Let's go! Was it enough for me? I could've gone for more, and I wanted to, but now I see what's mine, and I think I will. What you expect from this? An appetizer present for a something whole will. I'm already running on fumes, yeah, that's right. You got that right. It's up to the bag I put. I think I will. Damn, feels good, so I'm give on hell. Who do you want me to be? Woo! Some archetype just to box me anywhere. I'm already running on fumes, so now yeah. It's up to me the bag I bought. I think I will. It feels good, so I'm give on hell. High stakes is the risk you take it playing, but the money's good, so give on hell. The crowd pays if you play a little dirty. Better knock on wood. Give on hell. Who do you want me to be, baby? Some other top just to boss me in well. Now I see times, and I know I will. Say rock and roll don't pay those bills, so I think I will. So I think I will. So I think I will. Give on hell. Now high stakes, it's a risk you take and play it, but the money's good. So give on hell. The crowd pays if you play a little dirty. Better knock on wood. Give on hell. High stakes, it's a risk you take and play it. The money's good. The money's good. The crowd pays if you play a little dirty, but you better knock on wood. Give 'em hell. I think I will. Give 'em hell. Yeah. Thank you so much. Once again, we are the Noble Thieves. Thank you so much for Fringe, for having us. We love Fringe. We love what it does to the community and for the community and all that other good stuff. And yeah, I mean, we're really happy to be here. And so, without further ado, this next song, it's about togetherness. It's about love. I think we collectively we need a little bit of that right now. So, this one, it's called When You're in Love. When you're in love, and wow, you can see for miles, you can lift the ground up on over the sky when you're in love. super glue. Yeah. Focus on the moment. Stay the course. Step in time. The whole damn world is broken. Fix it up, brick at a time. It's a cold, dark world, baby. Won't you be my guiding light? For a big and perfect, yeah, yeah, yeah. We got a job to do. Don't do it. Sticky like super glue. The front and the cons and the fools. Gonna give them hell. Lend a hand. Be of use. Gonna be of use. It's a cold, dark world, baby. Won't you be my guiding light? I'm far from big and perfect, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But at least I'm out here trying to create a little change. Not to be part of the problem. It's my struggle every day. So it is our struggle every day. From the morning we wake up to the night we fall asleep. Forever. Now I'm here to tell you, keep shining, baby. Keep shining, baby. Yeah. Ooh, oh, ooh. At least I'm out here trying to create a little change. I'm far from being perfect. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But at least I'm out here trying to create some change. Not to be part of the problem. It's my struggle every day. At least I'm out here trying to create a little change, yeah. Far from being perfect, yeah. Yeah. All right. So, I just want to say, I know people virtually can't see all this behind the scenes stuff, but there are some amazing people who are doing some really amazing things, and they're dedicating a lot of time and a lot of effort. And so I just want to give them a shout out. I really do. You guys are awesome. You guys are so professional, and they're making this thing happen virtually. So stay tuned all week to the Fringe Festival. You know, shout out to Tim and to Randy and to everyone really.
You gotta, and you know, it's funny because like as a musician, as a performer during COVID, you really miss the stage and you miss the audience. And that's what you think. That's what you keep on thinking about. But you always forget about that kind of that duality, that tandem between you and the technicians. that is so integral to the show. And so big shout out to everywhere in Winnipeg, all the technicians, everybody that we work with in the stages in Winnipeg. They're just always so fantastic. So thank you so much.
Very well put. Very well put. Yeah. So, without further ado, we're going to get into a song that we haven't played live yet. So, it's brand new, exclusive.
Spanking new, brand spanking new.
I mean, I don't think we have to spank it, but you know, I don't know, maybe, you know, we are going to spank it. Let's spank it with the doctor, Dr. John. We're spanking it. But I don't think I crash in time.
Holding on, yeah, I'm holding on.
You know, sometimes I find
Holding on, barely holding on.
and no tree stretches out and opens up, finding sunlight in time. Gushing back is still, it flows and grows in my mind. My mind, if I roll with the flow,
Gonna give it up.
sitting ducks in the row. Just give it a go. Or I hit a plateau. As I peer through the glass,
Can you see it?
in the moon moving fast. Watch the galaxy crash, and a new light is cast. In time,
Holding on, yeah, I'm holding on.
no, sometimes I find,
Yeah, I'm holding on, barely holding on.
and no tree stretches out and opens up, finding sunlight in time. Now river rushing, gushing back is still, it flows in only my mind. My mind. My mind, yeah. Calling out to you. What's become new? It's all inside of you. To remake the and no tree stretches out and opens up, finding sunlight in time. River rushing, gushing back is still, it flows in only my mind. And no tree stretches out and opens up, finding sunlight in time. River rushing, gushing back is still, it flows in only my mind. My mind, yeah.
This one goes out to Kevin.
This one's brand old.
Brand old.
I'm trapped up, I'm locked in. I'm gonna feel this when you get shot down again. I'm still reeling, eyes are bleeding. In this game, it's like I'm never winning. I'm never, never, ever, never, 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 ever, never winning. I'm never winning. They say war, what it's good for. I signed up, I don't know what's in store. I go all out, I'm charging it full bore. I don't know what's it worth anymore. Said I don't know what's worth. Said I don't know what it's worth. Said I don't know what it's worth anymore. I don't know what to do with you. It's true. Now you took my heart and you broke it in two. Oh, I hold on. You shoot me down, yeah, you shoot me down, and it breaks my heart the way you are now. I gave you me, all of me. I saw the beach and see you retreat. I got you in my sights, girl, girl, this ain't paradise. The girl says I'm in line, I'll be fine, I'll be fine. I'm trapped up, I'm locked in, I'm gonna feel it. Shot down again. I'm still reeling, eyes are bleeding. In this game, it's like I'm never winning. Said I'm never, never, ever, never, 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 ever, never winning. I'm never winning. Don't know what to do with you. It's you. Now you took my heart and you broke it into. What am I to do? I'm trapped up, I'm locked in. I'm gonna feel this when you get shot down again. I say reeling, eyes are bleeding. In this game, it's like I'm never winning. Said I'm never, never, ever, never, 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 ever, never winning. Said I'm never, never, ever, never, 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 ever, never winning. Said I'm never, 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 ever, never winning. Woo! All right, so in case people didn't know who are listening and watching this, there's only 4 people in the audience. There's only 4 people. That's it. The magic is show business anyways. So since we're doing this all virtually, I can't see you, but you guys, we're going to go off the honor system. So we're going to get a little interactive. So I want everyone, even inside, put your right hand up. Put your left hand up, shake them, shake them. Gotcha, 5446. It's my number, baby. Stick it up, mister. Hear what I say. All right, now we can get our hands up in the air. Put your right hand up. Like we did last time. This time I won't shoot you, I promise. Put your left hand up. Now shake it. Get your hands in the air, sir. And you won't get no hurt, mister. No, no, no. And I say yeah. I say yeah. What I say. What I say. I say yeah. I say yeah. What I say. What I say. Do you believe I would take something with me and give it to the policeman? I wouldn't do that. No. put the charge on me. I wouldn't do that, no, no, no. I wouldn't do that. I'm not the fool to hurt my soul. So I was innocent what they done to me. They were wrong. Listen to me one more time. They were wrong. Give it to me one time. Give it to me 2 times. Give it to me 3 times. Give it to me 4 times. 54, 46 was my number. Right now, someone else has that number. 54, 46 was my number. Right now, someone else has that number. I say yeah, I say yeah. When I say what I say, I said give me now. Hey, what I say, what I say.
Martin on the vocal.
Give it to me 1 time. Give it to me 2 times. Give me, no, 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 no. Fifty-four, 46 was my number. Right now, someone else has that number. One more time. 54, 46 was my number. Right now, someone else has that number. Give it to me 1 time. Yeah, got it. Hey. Said you really got it, woman. You got it, mate. I can't control myself, can't get away. 'Cause I've been searching all around and I've been looking up and down just for your lady. Now we really got to heat it up 'cause it's summertime. 'Cause I've been shaking, strolling, rocking and rolling all night. If you give me just a chance, well I can give you some romances for the night. Said you really got it, woman. You got it, babe. Can't control myself, can't get away. 'Cause I've been searching all around and I've been looking up and down just for your lady. I am trying to make it seem, but you sure ain't making it easy. But you're teasing me and baby, you got me screaming, mercy, mercy me. I know you're hard to please, but baby, I can guarantee I'll make you scream. Hey! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Ooh. Hey yeah! Oh yeah! Go in right on!
Gonna give you what I got.
Yeah!
And you know, honey, that's a lot. 'Cause I got the style.
Got the style, got the beat, people,
Got the music.
music,
Got the music to
sweep you on your feet. Said you really got it, woman. You got it, babe. Can't control myself, can't get away. 'Cause I've been searching all around and I've been looking up and down just for your lady. Said you really got it, woman. You got it, babe. Can't control myself, can't get away. 'Cause I've been searching all around and I've been looking up and down just for your lady. 'Cause just for you, lady. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Once again, we're the Noble Thieves. If you're just joining us virtually, congratulations. You made it. We're so happy that you're here. I mean, a little tardy, but we really appreciate it. We really do. So, this next one goes out to Western Society. Let's just call it Western Society. I ain't going to pinpoint anybody. It's called I Died in America. Know what we started. We were left broken hearted. Songs of making it were a place where people who wanted a taste. It ain't the same, the times have changed. The rain and falls the same to me. I died in America. It was mass hysteria. Turn on my radio. The same scenario. I died in America. It was mass hysteria. Turn on that stereo. It's my time. Generation halfway home. Left this song so wrong. Now they troll along. Nothing to call them. Sitting here shoveling, where were you supposed to be? Together now, broke beat, battled and bruises, plain as day to see. You know I don't cheat, don't lie, don't sell now. I don't brag, don't boast, don't tell now. America, my soapbox is here now. America, you got to believe me. I died in America. It was mass hysteria. Turn on my radio. The same scenario. I died in America. It was mass hysteria. Turn on that stereo. It's my time, yeah. Time, yeah. Hold on. You know I'm gone. You know I'm done. I'll see you when the morning comes.
I see you when the morning comes.
I see you when the morning comes. I see you when the morning comes. I see you when the morning comes.
See you when the morning comes.
Oh, here it comes.
See you when the morning comes.
Oh, here it comes.
See you when the morning comes.
Oh, here it comes.
See you when the morning comes.
Time, yeah. Time, yeah, yeah. Time, yeah. Time, yeah. Time, yeah. Time, yeah. I died in America. It was mass hysteria. Turn on all your stereos. Hear a song. So this song is about feeling different on inside than you do on the outside. We here at the Noble Thieves Incorporated, we feel that being different is good. Different is a beautiful thing. This goes out to all the different people. Holly came from Miami, FLA. Hitchhiked away across the USA. Plucked her eyebrows on the way, shaved her legs, and then he was a she. She says, hey baby, take a walk on the wild side. She says, hey honey, take a walk on the wild side. Go. Out on the island, in the back room she was everybody's darling, but she never lost her head even when she was giving head. She says, hey baby, take a walk on the wild side. She says, hey honey, take a walk on the wild side. All my sisters gone. All my brothers gone. Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
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 Little Joe never once gave it away. You know everybody had to pay and pay and pay. A hustler here and a hustler there, you know. You know New York City's a place, but I said, hey baby, take a walk on the wild side. I said, hey baby, take a walk on the wild side. So can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Fringe Fest, can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it? There's something happening here, but what it is ain't exactly clear. Now there's a man with a gun over there. You know he's telling me, you know I got to beware. Every time we stop, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Take a walk on the wild side. She says, hey sugar, take a walk on the wild side. She says, hey honey, take a walk on the wild side. All my sisters gone. All my brothers gone. Now everybody go. Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it? Can I kick it?
All right. So we got 2 more songs left for you guys. I want everybody to just remember, who's listening, who's watching out there, that there's a whole week of programming. We got JD Edwards. I love that guy, man. That guy's amazing. And he's coming up tomorrow. So I want you guys all, just like I will, to stay tuned for tomorrow. And without further ado, we got 2 more songs left. So this next song we wrote back in 2018. And this song, I feel, in the past 2 years, a lot has changed in our lives and in our worlds. And I feel like socially we've kind of had a bit of an awakening. And this song is about standing up to those people, that violence, that oppression, and those people that perpetrate that. Doesn't mean violence in reaction to it, but it means standing up and standing strong, standing unified. So this song is about that senseless violence. It's called 16 Candles. He got 16 candles, then he got 16 shots. 16 candles, then he got 6 feet in a box. 16 candles, then he got 16 shots. 16 candles, now he's golden in a box. Oh, where's your love for me, baby? When there's mothers crying in pain, freedom coming in freeze frame. Where's your love? Where's your love? Where's your love? Where's your love? Hands up, both up, you know we shoot to kill. So brother, don't move, got them running, standing still. You know a black Jenny too on a quick step. That blocking is a shady play. Cell phone ringtones, music for groans and silent at the end of the street. Oh, where's your love for me, baby? When there's mothers crying in vain, freedom coming in freeze rain. Where's your love? Where's your love? Where's your love? Where's your love? Systems, they come alive, brother, sisters too. Tell me you're lucky that we get to break free too. But what divides us, decides always. I lie awake at night, begging you to change. Ooh, oh, oh, yeah. Oh, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Where's your love? He got 16 candles, then he got 16 shots. 16 candles, candles, candles. Where's your love for me, baby? When there's mothers crying in pain, freedom coming in freeze frame. Where's your love? Where's your love? Oh, baby, now where's your love? 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 Thank you so much, Fringe Fest, for having us. We talked about love. We talked about unity. We talked about amazing Fringe Fest. But all I gotta say is, how could you get love at a time like this? Just can't seem to tell. Fight or the black, this is my eternal hell. Miss the distance. How could you think of love in a time like this? Get on! Just to crawl for a long, long while. Stand up, just to fall. With your back against the wall. Blood money in a shotgun in the backseat. Angel laced up, the main laced up. In position, cat it starts to creep. Boom, boom. I'm reloaded. Shot two. He started a war that he calls a key belief. So we can pop bottles in the VIP. Go on and shake your head, son. How could you think of love at a time like this? Get up, just to crawl for a long, long while. Stand up, just to fall. With the back against the wall. With the back against the wall. How can you think of love? Don't wanna shake your head, son. How could you think of love at a time like this? Time like this. Time like this. Time like this. Go! Thank you so much. We are the Noble Thieves. Thank you very much, Fringe Fest. We love you. We're out. Tune into...